dahil I use neither of them. I use natural health products, not Velo, not Kalayan, and that's what I'm going to recommend to all of you. Pero sa tingin ko rito, tinitingnan ko yung mga nagagandahang mga dilag dito. In spite of the years, mukhang para mga newly inducted members kayo lahat. Especially our president here, si Cora Ray. Velo or Kalayan?
Baka Micaela.
So, I will try to focus on things that will have a bearing on the future. Things that will affect business, that will affect politics. And you know, politics, economics, business, they intermingle. They are connected with each other. If you want to fix politics, you have to fix the economy. If you want to fix the economy, you have to fix politics also. One cannot do without the other, as far as the Philippines is concerned. And not just the Philippines, but I guess worldwide. Let me talk about first the conflict between PDEA, the Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency, and the Department of Justice. Why did I select this? Because this pertains to drugs. Alam niyo, itong PDEA at saka yung DOJ, yung dalawang ito dapat nagtutulungan. But I guess you're very familiar with the conflict between the two. Nag-iiringan yung dalawa. Why? Because of the Alabang Boys case. Because the Department of Justice, especially the Special Prosecution Task Force headed by this prosecutor, Mr. Rizado, recommended the dismissal of the case against the Alabang Boys. And the PDEA people are very upset. Well, medyo masyadong komplikado if I delve into the policy aspects, the legal aspects of the Alabang Boys case. But let me talk about the drug problem in general and why this is very important and why it will affect all of us. In fact, right now, I can almost surmise that there is no family right here in this room, that has not been affected by dangerous drugs. When I say not affected, I'm very sure that among our families, sigurado merong kapatid, merong pinsan, merong pamangkin na nagkaroon ng problema sa drugs. I'm very sure of that, based on my own experience as chairman of the Committee on Public Order and Security for 2 terms. Kahit na ako, apektado kami dyan sa pamilya namin. Why is this a big problem? First of all, it is a social problem. Why do I say it's a social problem? Can you imagine, the last time I asked, there were about 1.8, maybe 2 million Filipinos are considered drug users or drug dependents, gumagamit ng droga. If you ask other people, they're talking of even bigger numbers, maybe 2 million, 3 million. And that is quite a staggering figure. If you talk of the number of barangays that we have in the country, out of 40,000 barangays in the Philippines, 10% at least are considered drug affected. And if you talk of the urban areas, particularly Metro Manila, more than 40% are drug affected in Metro Manila. Ganyan katindi ang problema. So it's a big social problem. It is also a big crime problem. Why? Because according to the studies of the Philippine National Police, and I found this out when I was still National Security Advisor in the cabinet of President Gloria Macapagal-Arroyo, we found out that 75% of the serious crimes in Metro Manila and urban areas are drug-related. What do we mean by drug-related? Ang ibig sabihin, either droga ang naging problema o kaya yung tao na nag-commit ng crime, whatever crime it is, massacre, rape, robbery, etc., did it under the influence of drugs. So kanyang katindi ang problema ng droga sa Pilipinas. And of course, there's also the economic aspect. You know, we're talking of an economic stimulus of maybe 330 billion pesos. We're talking of a budget of 1.4 trillion pesos. According to the estimate of the Dangerous Drugs Board and also the PDEA, about 300 to 400 billion pesos is being spent by drug users every year in the country. Ganyang kalaki ang ginagasta nila. Imagine, kung yung 300 billion na yan, ginagamit nila pambili halimbawa ng mga groceries halip na droga. O kaya, pambili ng mga items sa Shoemart. Hindi lalo lumakas yung business ng Shumart, and maybe Shumart can underwrite the expenses of ACPACI. Diba? Doon. Okay, pambili ng computer, pambili ng mga other consumer goods that are going to help stimulate the Philippine economy. But what is happening? Yung 300 billion, yung 400 billion, ginagamit para sirain yung katawan ng tao, para sirain yung social fabric natin. And that money is the kind of money that does not really circulate because most of that end up in the pockets of drug lords and drug dealers, and a big percentage of that are remitted abroad, sent abroad, because most of the raw materials that are being used for shabu and other dangerous drugs come from abroad. Kaya it's a big economic problem and it must be solved. Kaya nga, nakakalungkot na yung dalawang agencies of the government that are supposed to work together are now quarreling with each other, the PDEA and the Department of Justice. Siguro sa mga iba-iba mga proyekto ninyo, kahit paano siguro magpadala kayo ng notisya kay Secretary Raul Gonzalez, kay Director General Dionisio Santiago of PDEA na magbati na sila. Kalimutan na nila yung away, huwag na silang mag-iringan and focus on the drug problem. Okay, the next conflict that I would like to talk about, the next issue that I would like to talk about is of course the economy. Of course, the economy is right at the solar plexus of your area of interest, commerce and industry. We are talking of the global economic crisis. I remember back in September when the issue on this credit crunch in the United States was starting to happen, I was the first one to stand up in the House of Representatives to deliver a privileged speech warning about an impending global crisis. At that time, it was being mentioned as a result of the campaign between Obama and McCain. And gradually, it landed on our shores and the shores of all other countries whose economies are intertwined with the economy of the United States. What is our economy right now? $327 billion GDP. Last year, it was estimated that we grew by about 4.6%. How much are we going to grow this year? We don't know. It depends on who is talking. Maybe it's 2.3%, it's 2.5%. But I guess it's very consoling and very comforting to know that there are 4 countries right now in Asia that are expected to have a positive growth rate as far as GDP is concerned, and the Philippines is one of them. Yung iba talagang mahirapan gusto, like for example Singapore is going to have a negative growth rate. So we're very fortunate to a lot of extent, and I think the reason for that are the things that I'm going to discuss very quickly. Per capita natin,